Welcome back to another Prince of Persia game, everyone. We are picking up immediately where we left off last week. So the prince has just slew the Dahaka, and he has just boarded a ship with Kaileena to go back home to Babylon. And last week we ended on the cutscene where we found Babylon burning. So today we are going to be arriving back home, and we are going to start finding out what actually happened to Babylon since we were gone. And because they introduced a new combat, well, not a new combat, a new encounter system, this time we can actually play it on hard without it taking forever.
We all make mistakes. Some are small, some are large. But his mistake, born of innocence, fueled by pride, was the greatest and most terrible of them all.
All that is yours is rightfully can change your fate.
Some believed when the prince journeyed to the island of time to escape death that he returned alone. The amulet destroyed, the Dahaka appeased, the empress dead. The prince was free at last. But this is not how it happened. The truth is that he chose to save me from my destiny. In doing so, he set me free and doomed us all. Prince, of all the possible futures, this one held the most promise that something has changed.
Do not worry, Kaileena. No harm will come to you in Babylon. I promise. Look, we are nearly home.
As our ship lay sinking in the harbor, the prince found himself in a city quite different from the one he left behind. The normally busy wharves were now decimated. Blood-spattered awnings and splintered door frames were all that waited to greet him. And the people, merchants, beggars, fishermen, were nowhere to be found. Others had taken their place.
Let her go!
And this is not quite the homecoming, welcoming party we've expected. So
The prince
basically,
made his way along the torn and blasted district, haunted by visions from his past. The dockside tavern where he'd spent many late nights was now reduced to cinders. Babylon's proud armada, which he would often come to greet, lay cracked and broken, cast to the bottom of the Euphrates.
and this reminds me, let me go
When you have
change
the
some
time,
settings real quick.
I will continue.
And yeah, they brought back the kind of narration from the first game, but this time Kaileena is going to be the one doing the narration instead of the prince. And I need to change the way the camera works. Oh, here it is. Right, we're back to the game. And this game handles mostly the same as the last one. So if you like how the combat flows in the last game, then you are going to like this game pretty much. There are only some slight differences between the two games, and for the most part they are not that big of a deal. But because the way they added a new layer to the encounter system.
There are signs of battle. But what of Babylon's guard? Where have they all gone?
And this is a cool little shortcut that you can do. You can just wall jump that way as opposed to going all the way to that other balcony and just wall run all the way around. But yeah, they kind of changed up what you can do in encounters a little bit. So you can go really loud and guns blazing with the encounters. Or you can go kind of a little bit more sneaky with the assassination mechanic that they added. And I think this is the first time we'll see the assassination mechanic.
Why is it that every time disaster strikes, I find myself without a proper blade? Still, it's better than nothing.
So, and this is the reason why I can now play this on hard without it taking forever. Because if in theory I don't screw up, then there won't be that many enemies I have to fight. And because on hard you don't take more damage, it just makes all the enemies have a lot more health than they would otherwise be in other difficulties. And if I can just use the assassination, then I can take out all of them without having to slog myself through the combat and trying to take down their health. And try to spend like 15 minutes just to take out one enemy. And I think these guys over here, these guys cannot be assassinated just because of the way their patrolling works. And you retain most of the combos in Warrior Within. So if you remember what the combo buttons are, then you can pretty much just do the same thing in this game. And in this game you don't have to wait for your sword upgrades as well. The dagger is basically your only sword for the entire game.
Kaileena! No! No way into the city now. I will have to climb this siege tower and enter from above.
Oh, actually, let me disable this tutorial.
Would you like to hear more?
Because I'm already giving the tutorial anyway, and it's really cluttering the screen. So tutorial off. And these guys cannot be assassinated either. So I'll just show off like how much health these guys actually have. Oh, that guy walked into the fire. That works. And like you can see, these basic enemies have a lot more health compared to like all the other grunts that we saw in Warrior Within.
I can sense the others who have passed through this place, intent on bringing harm to my family.
Wait, there might be a chest behind me. Is there a chest behind me? Oh, and the chests are still in this game. They just look a little bit different because we are in Babylon and we are not in
4 weeks
the Island
I've
of
been
Time.
at sea, and every day spent dreaming of my return to Babylon. But never, in all my visions of the future, did I suspect a homecoming such as this. War. It is the only answer. But war with who? And why?
I mean, you are the one that changed the timeline. Oh, I can't see. Alright, I guess that works. And I really appreciate how they added this new assassination mechanic. It makes combat a lot more fairy.
You should know
Well, it
that
doesn't
it
make
was
combat
not
more
love that
fairy.
drove him, but duty. I was his responsibility. He had made a promise that was now broken and undone.
Did he
As
seal
with
the
all
promise with a
mistakes he
kiss?
made, the prince meant to fix this. A noble goal, to be certain, but a selfish one as well. For he was motivated to ease his own pain.
I don't remember who said that, but somebody say a kiss can actually be looked at as a promise. Who said that? I don't remember.
I know these streets. Knew them anyway. I must keep pace with Kaileena if I'm to find the one responsible for this.
And these are the weapon racks that we can remember from the previous game. And if there are crows around you and you move around them, then they will fly away and alert the enemy. And when that happens, all you have to do is just wait for them to go back to their original pathing, I guess. So all we need to do is wait for that archer to go back to where he is, then he'll stay there. And he won't be like looking around anymore. So let him go back. And if you mess up the assassination, it's not a big deal, or you just have to spend a lot of time trying to fight off the enemies because they have so much health. But it's not usually a death sentence if you mess it up. It's pretty lenient in terms of how you can handle combat. I just really appreciate how they added an extra layer to the encounter. That way I don't have to just spend like 15 minutes doing the same combos over and over again. Oh, I wonder if wall running does more damage. Let me try. Oh, yes it does. Is he the only guy? Yes. Yeah, so we scared off the crows. So we need to use this landscape camera to see where the enemies are going. And we need to wait for them to stop like running around looking for wherever the intruder is. they going to move? They're going to move, right? Come on, you know you want to turn around. Wait, can they see me if I jump across? Oh, I guess they can't. Okay. That was close. Wait for him to move away. Right, we can go. Oh wait, what? Oh, I see. I touched him at the last second. That's unfortunate. Alright, don't touch him this time. Just keep our distance. Oh no, I clicked too early. Ay. Well, good thing we are next to a cliff. But not a cliff, next to a pit. But yeah, basically the assassination, you have to wait for your dagger to flash blue before you click your attack button. So that time I clicked my attack button too early, and then it automatically just failed the assassination.
Where is kind Asha, who would stand before her stall selling fruits and flowers? Or the errant children, making trouble as all young ones do? Gone. All gone.
And I think these guys can actually turn around. Yeah. So the guy on the left just turned. We have to wait for him to turn back to the outside. So we can go. Wait. So the danger of these of failing these assassinations actually come from clicking your attack too early as opposed to waiting too long to click the attack, because the timing in general is pretty generous. Alright, so we have reached the palace. I think this is a pretty good place to stop. Just a basic introduction to the new assassination mechanic. Come back tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll continue on the story.